Your packaging killed your video before anyone watched it. You spent hours filming and editing and then color grading even, but you spent 5 minutes on your title and thumbnail. That's not a content problem, that's a packaging problem. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. Thumbnails have strict rules. Here's 2 that I follow now to help me with a structure that I can continuously repeat and apply to all my ideas from now on. Rule number 1 is to understand your niche. It's really important to understand the thumbnails that work in your niche, so I would categorize them by most popular. Go to the channels that you admire. Go to their most popular videos. Look at their thumbnails and see what works. Then you could tweak it and apply it to what you're using, because you're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. You're trying to make things that work in a format that's applicable to you. Viewers on YouTube are very attracted towards familiarity. You need to understand what works in your niche and apply that to your ideas. The 2-3 thumbnail rule. This rule tells you that you should keep at least 2 to 3 elements that are very key to making your point across to anybody that's watching, towards a new viewer that is interested in your topic. As much as we want to tell people as much as we can in a thumbnail, it's best that we keep 2 to 3 elements that are key in order to tell them the key components of your idea. You should really limit yourself to 2 to 3 elements in order to make sure your point comes across in a very minimalistic factor. You don't want to overload them with information and then be unattracted to what your thumbnail conveys to them, because your message isn't inside the thumbnail. It's to evoke interest, curiosity, and make them more interested into something that's new to them or an idea that you're trying to present to them. Another part to this rule is using 2/3 of the screen. That means using 2/3 of the screen in order to not be affected by the mobile format, because as you can see in this example, you don't want to have the information be overbearing for mobile users, because the timestamp is there, and it's very important to have your thumbnails clear and not overlooking the fact that somebody might be watching this from a computer or a mobile phone. The best part about all this is that I laid this all out in a template for you to use. Link is in the description below. The golden rule of YouTube is if they don't click, they don't watch. Titles need to coexist with their thumbnail, and if they don't work with each other, then they aren't working hand in hand to make sure that your message conveys to them. There has to be a curiosity gap, something that makes them evoke a curiosity and makes them want to learn more about what you're trying to convey. A really good thumbnail makes sure that you're interested in something but not give away everything. To understand this better, I want to give you an example of a title and thumbnail that didn't work, and it didn't give me the results that I was expecting. I filmed a whole hiking trail video from Mount Tammany, and it didn't have the same effect that I wanted it to. Because I was not using the foundations and core principles of what a thumbnail is, my views and my engagement weren't as high as I'd hoped for. As you can see, the title and thumbnail is not as interesting as what I had hoped for. Titles on YouTube have a different language, and you need to understand the structure in order to apply this. The best way to do this is have 5 titles ready. You need to have 5 titles that have a different structure but has the same purpose towards getting a viewer to click on your video. The best part of all this is that there is actually an A/B testing format that you can use. Now with your 5 titles in mind, you need to be able to apply them. So after you hit publish, you can actually A/B test your ideas. You can have 3 thumbnails and 3 titles, all with different combinations, and then you apply this to your video. After the A/B testing has been completed, within 2 weeks, you'll be able to tell exactly what title and thumbnail combination works for you. This is an example. As you can see, one title and thumbnail combo was a lot more preferred than the other. Then you can apply this to your next video and keep trying to experiment every title and thumbnail combination that you can in order to have as much options and leverage towards your viewers. Delivering on the promise that your title created is so important in your hook. Here's why. The first 30 seconds is when most people will choose whether they will stay or not. It's very important for you to understand that this is an essential part of making people interested in your topic, as well as engaging enough and a different perspective enough that people want to learn more, watch the entire video, or at least a majority of it. Here's a packaging gate to understand in 3 steps. Number 1, can you write a title under 50 characters that convey your message? Under 50 characters is really important because this will be able to fit in a mobile or computer format without cutting off any of the information. This allows you to not lose any of the curiosity and make sure that your video is conveyed through the title. Sometimes the title will be cut off and then your title is just completely dismantled and it's irrelevant as to what the next few words are because people don't understand. And so you want to make sure it's short enough to work in this format, under 50 characters, maybe even less, and you can grab your viewers' attention a lot faster. Step 2, can I visualize a thumbnail with 2 to 3 key elements? So you have a big idea for a thumbnail, you have something that you are sure that people are wanting to click on, but you don't have a structure. As we've spoke on before, 2 to 3 key elements is really important in order to not overload the viewer with information that's not necessary. 2 to 3 key elements is good enough to keep a structure and a format that's repeatable for your next video. Number 3, would I click on this video if I was a new viewer? Something that you need to see from a bird's eye perspective to have a different outlook on your thumbnail relevant to them. Something that would stick to their niche or their interest. If this fails, any of these prior steps is irrelevant. People won't click, they won't watch, and then your video tanks on something that you work super hard on. To have packaging that is cohesive as well as repeatable. Formats that you can apply to your videos, but not also burn you out. I see a lot of people struggle with that, as well as I have. I'm guilty of that. Burnout is very imminent when you have ideas that you want to convey to other people, but you don't have a structure that is applicable to you. Something that have a system. The goal is not the problem. It's the system that you've created in order to reach that goal. It's really important to have a structure, it's repeatable, and it's really important to have a structure that's repeatable for you, applicable, as well as clickable towards your niche, towards your audience that you're trying to attend to. This video wouldn't have been able to be created if it weren't for a video that really worked out for me. Here's the example. This is my most highest viewing video, and it only recently resurfaced for people to watch over again. As you can see, these are the honest and raw numbers that is on my YouTube studio. This is my highest viewership video. The real, honest truth of using a product, a shoe, for over a year. The honesty and the curiosity of people understanding if it's waterproof, the structure of it, the comfortability, and usage over a year. And this information is so heavily needed. This information is useful. This information is impactful. And this information is useful as knowledge as to not buy the product or be more interested in buying it. The thumbnail might have gone over the 2 to 3 key elements, but as you can see, they are necessary to convey the message and the logos that are associated with this niche and associated with this shoe. It works for this video. Understand the outliers in this concept too. This example is not to show off or brag to you. It's to show you that these rules are applicable and make sense for any video that you have in mind. And with this, I leave you to understand that any video that you have, no matter how small or big, can be applicable with these rules. Now that you have the tools and framework to work on your next idea, go out there, work on your title and thumbnail, and make sure that it's the best that it can be, understanding a format that works for you. If you like content like this, check out this video that I've created for you. If you want to subscribe here. Have a great day.